Welcome to another installment of Roll for Revelry. My name is AJ, your friendly neighborhood DM, and this is the Hangover. We have had our 18th session of our persistent campaign.
Wow.
And yeah, our latest
That's crazy.
what was our latest episode called?
Our latest episode was called Fugitives? Shield Hands? Neither.
Oh my.
Great. Excellent. So this is our little chat about fugitives. Shield hands? Neither.
Neither.
This is where we talk about how we liked our episode, what we could have done differently, what we retrospect would have done differently, how we could have learned, how we could teach others, that whole aspect, and then feedback for DMs and players so we can kind of chat about our sessions and make them better. Lindsay, what's your favorite part of the episode?
Oh my gosh, my favorite part. I have no idea. There were so many good parts. But I thought it was really cool that everything... sometimes we get like a slow go into the episodes, and this one kind of was just like a fast, like, we had made our decisions, we kind of jumped to everything. We kind of got some answers. I think I was kind of like a little bit worried, like, how are we going to find out about this symbol? Who are we going to talk to about it? And thankfully we just like right off the gate, like asked Bib Naughton about it, and we're able to devise a plan like very quickly. I loved going to, oh gosh, what was her name?
Juliana.
Yeah, that was super cool. Finding out a little bit more of the history of this group and why they're doing what they're doing. And the dope cloaks that she made for us. It was like super awesome. So now we can be like a little bit more incognito.
Dope cloaks for boat folks.
Dope cloaks for boat folks. That's amazing.
Oh, you too.
I also loved when we got into Drilla. Like, I think that this is like one of the most unique settings that we have been in. And Orla has not really been, like, this is her first time adventuring out, like, from her hometown, So this is the first really big city that she has seen with such an eclectic, variety of different people, So I think it's a really neat setting that we just left off in, and I can't wait to, like, pick back up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gina?
I really liked taking a walk down memory lane for Narnia with Bib Naughton and Juliana, and being really defensive with Marxists trying to be invasive and get personal information and meet my family. And I also...
They're probably great.
They are great. You're not meeting them. Separation.
No breathing.
Also really loved the cloak. I think that is,
So
that's
cool.
really cool. All the pockets inside. Love pockets.
I tried to
Pet
make
pockets.
it, like, I didn't have any of that planned, but I really wanted it to make, like, you guys were all like, oh, I want this. I'm like, I'm gonna just
That was really
try.
well done.
Yeah.
Like, for not having any of that plan. That was hats off to you.
Cool. Now we just need fan art made. All of you guys in your matching cloaks.
Yes.
Fan art people.
Fancy clothes.
Get at us.
Yeah, right?
Fancy guy cloak. My favorite part was paying off the one shield hand who took it upon himself to be like, oh yeah, didn't they like kill people? I could take them. And it's like, oh, okay, dude, we'll ruin you.
Huh?
And
What are you talking about?
the
What are
one
you
shield
talking
hand that
about?
came up and was like, recognized us slightly.
No, he didn't.
I think for a second he didn't, but you rolled pretty high in your deception.
Hey, also
So-
gave him a nice wink. And yeah, well, that worked out. That was a pretty great encounter overall. And I also, my favorite 2 words of the entire session were mommy market.
All right, hold on. Wait, let's listen to Bob's favorite part, and then we're going to talk about trading mom. a 1994 masterpiece.
Oh, my favorite part
I don't know about that.
had to be Mommy Market.
Oh my gosh. It wasn't all
The
the
5-hour jerky.
variety.
was
Yes, yeah, that was
Yeah,
super
no,
awesome.
I would say my two favorite parts were the jerky, that mechanic. So like every time I play, I try and figure out like one more specific thing to Kata and like almost like stress one aspect per episode. And so like very early in this one, I was like, oh, I have this going off my fun fact. I really love jerky. Like I have this whole mechanic that I'm gonna deploy. I'm gonna put this mechanic into the game, and for better or worse, the way you guys navigated around that, which I'm not gonna disclose to you because it is still going, like was done. I did not see it coming. Like I was like, oh shit, that is not what I thought was actually gonna happen. But then it's like also just as exciting. So I don't know if that actually makes sense at all.
I don't think it does, but yeah.
I think it does to me.
I think it does a little bit, but I know.
Destiny?
Like
Oh.
I had a game within the game that I was playing that I thought I was outmaneuvering you guys in, and then by skill or by chance,
Thought
you guys
wrong.
made the exact right moves that could have just blown that up in my face. So I was like, that's not necessarily like a great thing because I would then have lost at the little game I was playing by myself, but also like just fun in the game to be like there's no predicting anything.
Right. Well, I just won all of our jerky money back anyways, so it's all good.
So how do you like implementing one small thing about Kata at a time? Like, I think that's a good way to like build your character and flesh it all out, but like, I don't know, like extrapolate on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to make him one-dimensional, so I don't want him to just be like. In this episode, he definitely came across like a jerky fiend to a degree. But we ended up with a lot of fucking jerky,
So much.
somebody's got to eat it. But I usually try and like tie it into his existing character, right? So like, what was the thing today? Okay, like today is the jerky thing. So like, what are we gonna do with that? I'm gonna like stress that one a little bit, but still try and like keep tabs on all the other little things I've implemented over time. So I just think like, I don't know. It's in the bigger arc of his character growth. It's an easy way to just like continue to change the character from week to week or session to session.
Yeah.
That is like, in a moment of panic, I know my go-to thing for today, right? Like, I know my character pretty well at this point, but like in a go left, go right scenario, today I'm gonna pick the way that has jerky.
And it's something that you can add on too. I think you've kind of created this character step by step and exploring each of those steps in its entirety in one episode, and then kind of like putting it on the back burner is kind of cool. Yeah. All right, so 1994, an American fantasy comedy film came out.
What else was going on in '94? Set the scene for us, AJ.
Forrest Gump.
1 year post Jurassic Park.
1 year post Jurassic Park.
World has changed forever.
2 years or 3 years post Berlin Wall falling down.
No.
Not
Wow.
falling, being taken down.
I have like very high expectations now for
that'd be an
this movie.
Right.
So yeah, tearing down. It just didn't fall. Like it was a whole all right.
It was a movement.
Started on a
Mr.
Saturday.
Gorbachev.
So it's a movie where like I think these kids wish that their mom didn't exist, and then they get taken to the mom market and they get to pick out a new mom.
Oh, I definitely remember this.
And
now.
they go to the
Yes.
mom market and they pick a mom and they try them out for a day, and one of them's like a circus mom.
Yeah.
And the others, yeah. So like they're all like fun, outward
Cool mom.
cool moms. And
Mommies.
then spoiler alert,
I'm a
you've had some time to watch it, but spoiler alert,
My kids
they
can
realize
drink
that their
my
mom
bacon.
is the one that they wanted all along, and that she was fair and like strict
Somebody
but
else
fair
have her
kind
at
of
that point.
mentality.
They
So,
like the rules.
yeah.
Yes.
So, but anytime, for some reason, anytime somebody has like a selection of like that kind of things that they can pick out and it's like extravagant, like
That's what you go
market
to?
theme, I immediately think of this
I immediately
1994
think Mommy
movie that I
Market.
saw maybe
Oh
twice.
my god.
Oh,
That's wild.
So
Your
yeah.
brain is
Disney,
hilarious.
Fox, DreamWorks.
Know who it is by.
I have it up right here.
Yeah, read us a couple Wikipedia
Trimark
fun
Pictures, distributed by
Trimark.
Trimark Pictures, production company First Look International. Yeah, and stars Sissy Spacek.
What?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That is kind of a big deal.
facts. Is she the mommy?
stars Andre the Giant.
What?
Anybody
Anna
want a mommy?
Klumsky. Aaron Michael. All right, we're done. Welcome to the Mom Market.
The mom market over.
That's a.
I remember
whole
this
different,
movie.
Internet thing, I think.
I think it's based
not
off of a
hard.
book.
It is the
Called
Mommy
The
Market.
Mommy Market.
There's the book. So that aside, I really liked the first half of the episode. I think we hit like a really good flow, and we all had this moment where like every time something was set, it wasn't asking questions about it in our world. It was asking questions about it in role playing.
Yeah.
And it was super cool. We like just hit that moment, and I really enjoyed it. And I think it was like that was maybe one reason why it flowed so well too, is because there wasn't, Dan, Gina, Lindsay, Bob getting hung up on the minutia of the situation, but
Great word.
there was all of the characters that you were like figuring out what was going on, and you could do it in character and kind of relay it that way. And I don't think that's something that you can ask of your characters, especially right away, your players right away. But it's something that was super cool because it came naturally. I didn't ask you guys like, "Hey, do this more" or something like that. It just kind of naturally occurs, and that's when you kind of hit a stride, and you're like, how your characters are thinking, what their bonds are and their ideals and what they would decide in those situations. How did you guys feel about Juliana and like this like movement, this push of what she and this group is trying to do?
I think I support it. And I think Marx made a really good point, and that's like actually it's really a lot of what I was thinking. And really any kind of story, that there is, I was thinking of like Thor for some reason, and I don't know why. He's not necessarily like a lost heir, but like I don't know, there's a lot of, medieval or fantasy-esque kind of movies or books that I have read, and it is about finding like this lost, person to fill this position that they are destined for. Do I think that it will necessarily work out? I don't know, but do I think like what is going on right now?
We'll probably wake like combine a super powerful wizard with like a super powerful magical item that they've been looking for, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally the heir. You need to connect me with my throne," and then we connect them with their throne, and
They're the big bad.
yeah.
And it's actually somebody else that we were supposed to be finding. It was us all along.
What we needed to find was our friendship with each other.
Yes.
Workplace associates.
But
I love that. You're like, nope.
she's all about work, and I'm like, when did I sign up for a job? Like, I just stumbled upon you
You're the only one that's been getting paid.
It's true. So, I guess it's working out in my favor. But definitely, I Orla herself is like all about, helping people and people who are being suppressed and in shitty situations. And I myself do use magic, so it's really awful hearing that like this empire, is like suppressing people from, living their fullest lives and really controlling like a lot of what they do, and I, as Orla, was not educated about that. So when I hear that, like I want, to jump in and be like, yes, like let's form allies, like let's get this like, taken care of, and let's free the people. But we'll see like what comes of it. Like Maybe we find this person and they're like, absolutely fucking not. I don't want any part of this, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely something to think about.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Can't
Sounds
you get
terrible.
King Carvin to just come up and do this?
Or we find that this heir is definitely not a suitable fit for that position, and then we can, you know, go from there and like help figure out a different solution. But
Are we looking for the heir?
not right now. We're just trying to get some allies. But I'm just saying, like
I'm
that's
supposed to
that's
breathe
definitely a
around.
part of their
Yeah.
plan. Whether we are looking for the heir or not, we're helping this, you know, association, secret society, whatever. We want to gain some allies, and by helping them, that's like helping, you know, with their plan. So, but I am intrigued by finding this heir.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. I want to see them. I meet them. Because maybe they're the most amazing person that absolutely should be governing this whole land. I don't know.
I have a question for you, AJ.
Yeah.
Towards the beginning of this session, session 18, the cloak with all the patches on it that I had,
Yeah.
one of the patches was no longer there.
Yes.
Was that just because you were like, no, you no longer have this?
No, I gave you a list full of what you had when you received the cloak.
Then why wasn't it gone? I didn't do anything with him yet.
There was it's gone now, but there was a individual that hung out with you while you were brewing, and as he said goodbye, he slapped you on the shoulder.
Ah, what a fucking dick.
And I told you as your insight check, now he's probably not that trustworthy, but
He did
I
say
remember,
that.
and I had my hand, and he was like, all right, well, I'll see you later. Took off and snatched a patch.
What a dick.
And it was the easiest one to grab. Like, you couldn't grab the boat because then
He would have been able to tell.
yeah.
Oh, that would have turned into a fucking boat.
Sorry if that was a surprise, but
Damn.
yeah.
This is why you should be less trustworthy, Marxus.
What?
Yeah. Definitely
Trusting.
but
Trusting.
More like me. Don't trust anybody.
We were talking about that at work. Is like, don't trust any NPC
We're
ever.
gonna
And I'm like,
find
that's
this
like the
NPC,
worst.
and I'm gonna
mentality.
fucking
Right.
kill him.
Related but unrelated. Did you guys see on Reddit today at all? The trending thing on videos was NPCs.
No.
Uh-uh.
So it wasn't like actual NPCs. It was like videos of real people, and then it was like if real people were NPCs, and it's people uploading videos of like just the strangest people.
Like people walking right into a wall.
Yeah, like in the
Just-
best ways, but or like having conversations that like seem like dialogue prompt.
I've got work to do. Are you gonna buy anything?
Welcome to War Maidens.
Yeah.
Speaking
to
of
the
home
mommy
of the
market.
war.
Yeah.
Welcome to War Maidens, home of the War Maidens. Can I take your order?
You take your word. Speaking of Skyrim references, I did feel like our chat with Juliana was like when you meet Delphine, the leader of the Blades. Like we went down into a dingy basement, and it was like her like hideout kind of thing. Gina doesn't get it.
It's been a while.
Morning.
It's been a while.
You're finally awake.
Yeah, that was a good
I get that
internet
now.
trend.
Episode 1, I didn't get that, but
Yeah.
between 1 and 18, I played all of Skyrim. So
Easy to do.
I'm gonna need that back. I'm gonna need that back so I can play all
He
this guy.
beat it.
okay,
Alright.
I have some comic episodes for you too.
Yeah, you do.
I learned a thing the other day about Skyrim and how it is one of the second greatest game of all time in my opinion, because you learn new things about it all the time. You rediscover things
Mm-hmm.
or newly discover things. And you played, I probably have like 500 hours in Skyrim at some point, or like near there. And if you use the clairvoyance spell during the Dark Brotherhood quest line, when you have to kill one of the people, one of the three, like after Astrid kidnaps you or she'll kill you, if you use clairvoyance, it will take you to the person that is the actual thief
Oh,
Interesting.
instead of
trippy.
Also, I saw this-
is used spell in Skyrim.
I saw this thing about getting a certain bow, and if you shoot it at the sun, it like explodes or something like that.
Ah, yes, that's how you
Oh.
make the fire arrows
Yes.
in Ocarina of Time.
And clarification, when you said one of the second greatest games, what are your other second greatest games?
Oh.
And are there multiple firsts?
Yes.
D&D.
There is one greatest video game of all time, and that is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, game of the year 1996.
That.
That was 2 years after Mommy Market.
Creating Mom.
What a great decade that was.
Yeah.
Dude, the 90s pretty underrated. We just don't like it because we were kids and we were spanked by our parents.
And it was also a very strange time it was a weird time.
So, if you had any advice about our session tonight towards anybody else or anybody else at the table or me or anything else along those lines, what would it be?
Keep being a fancy guy.
That's just advice for yourself.
Yeah, works out well.
I don't think
Be
I have
rich,
any
dude.
questions.
Be a rich guy.
I gotta say this much. You were like,
I'm a rich guy.
you were on point with like brewing, and you're like, cool, I'm gonna brew. And like, use the brews, and like, you're like, cool, I'm gonna drink a cup of Quickling. Like,
Like,
I
as
think
soon
that
as we
was-
got in Adrilla, I was like, we need to run. I'm going to be fast as fuck.
yeah.
I'm going to move 60 feet per round.
Fast as fuck,
Or
boy.
55 feet.
Fast as fuck. Sorry.
Fast as fuck, boy.
It's derailing. All right. Does anybody else have anything to say?
No.
Any
Chicken.
advice? No.
Nah.
Don't eat all 25 of the 5-hour jerky at the same time, maybe, Kata?
I think the 5-hour jerky was like a super fun role playing.
so
like it's
amazing.
gonna be a fun thing,
Yeah.
and it was like.
It was really good on that NPC. That was,
Yeah.
that was the highlight.
Asshole for no reason NPCs. More of those, please.
We'll give them
Absolutely.
jerky. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed what you watch, I guess, consider supporting the show. First and foremost, we'd love for you to follow us and catch more of the shenanigans being had on this channel. Most importantly, our persistent campaign, which airs Sundays, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This has been The Hangover, airing Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And and we are on the internet, twitch.tv/roll4revelry here. You can check us out on our YouTube, Roll for Revelry, on our Twitter, Roll for Revelry, all the number 4, not spelled out correctly. Correctly? Yeah, correctly, because it's like under 10, so you spell it out right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like in
Yes.
What?
like in a paragraph? If you're like typing a paragraph and it's a number that's like under 10 or under 20, you type it out instead of like writing the number.
Oh, man.
I didn't pay attention.
I don't know why I remember that. That might not be it.
Get at us,
If that
please.
is it, let us know. Check us out on our Twitter and shoot us a message. If it isn't it,
Please correct us.
sure, the same. But yeah, thank you very much.
It's called a pisty. The yoga mat is called a pisty.
Oh,
It's
Pisty?
called a what?
Pisty, P-I-S-T-E.
Oh, like a double
Pissed.
double
Pissed?
piss, double chest to pitsty.
Pissed? Peist? I don't know.
Like you put them on your
Pizza.
nipples.
It's probably French.
Thank you all very much for watching.
It's like the
We will see you next week.
The UP stuffed thing.
Please correct us at any
Have a
time.
great week.